Hey people, today we are doing a full body workout. It is for beginner to intermediate, so hopefully this will be great for everyone. So we're going to come and take a lying down on our backs and just have your hands on your rib cage. We're going to start off with some breathing. I want you to really take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the lips. And every time you breathe in, really think about breathing into the back and the sides of your rib cage. Use your hands to really feel your rib cage expand as you breathe in, and then coming back together as you breathe out. Now keep breathing. We've got one more big breath to go, and then bring your legs to tabletop. We're going to start off just moving the legs, reaching one leg forward and then bring it back. Swap sides. That's it. Keep it going. Nice and steady. Well, let's do one more each side. And then I want you to bring it back to tabletop. Add the arm in. Opposite arm's going to reach overhead. As one leg goes forward, the opposite arm reaches overhead. Nice and steady. Keep your center nice and controlled. You want to control this from center. Bring the hands down. We're going to go for a spine twist. So drop both knees down to one side, keeping your shoulder blades on the floor, and then bring your legs back to center and take it the other way. Again, keeping your shoulder blades on the floor. You want to make sure your core is controlling this, and you're trying to get as much of a twist as you can. If you feel your shoulder blades coming up, then you've gone too far. Last one. And then bring your legs back to center and reach both arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to go for arm circles, 3 each way. Keep the arms nice and still, just lubricating those shoulders. Last one in this direction. And then take it the other way, 3 going in the opposite direction. Again, keeping everything else nice and still. Last one. And then return the feet to the floor. Now we're going to wake up the core a little bit. So we're going to start off with some ab prep. So this is basically a crunch, really simple movement. I want you to reach your arms up. You're going to take your legs back to tabletop. Reach your hands forward, lift the head and chest, and then return back down. 3 more. Exhale to lift, and then inhale to lower. Last one, then we're going to add a leg. Reach leg forward as you come up, and then return. Other side. Nice and strong. Keep it going. You want to alternate sides as you're doing this. We're doing 4 all together, and then we're going to reach both legs forward as you come up. Nice. 2 more. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Last one. We're holding it here. We're going to go for the 100. So we're holding it here for 10 full breaths. Breathing in for 5 and out for 5. Now, as you reach both legs forward, they don't need to be anywhere near the floor. They can be pointing straight up to the ceiling. The focus here should be on keeping that curve in your spine and keeping your lower back in contact with the floor. Keep on pumping those arms. We're here for 10 breaths in total. Breathing in through the nose, out through the lips. Maybe you breathe faster or slower than me. Trust me, I did 10 breaths. Last one, and then relax. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock from side to side. Do whatever you need to do. I know that's a hard one. And then return your feet to the floor. We're going to go for our 1 leg circle now. So you can have both legs straight. You can have both legs bent. You can have 1 leg straight, 1 leg bent, up to you. We're going to pick 1 leg up, reaching it to the ceiling. We're going to go for our circles, 5 in each direction. So you want to keep your core engaged as you're doing this. Remember, you can have a bend in your knee and the leg that's moving. And we're really focusing on moving at the hip, keeping everything else nice and still. Then we're going to reverse it, 5 in the opposite direction. You can put your hands on your hips as well if that helps you get a bit of feedback to see if you're rocking from side to side. Nice and steady. And then once you've done that, return that foot to the floor and let's go to the other side. So remember, you can have the foot on the floor, the leg on the floor bent as well. Same thing, we're doing 5 in each direction. These don't have to be fast, they don't have to be slow, they want to be steady. That's what's most important here. Once you've done your first 5, we're then going to reverse it, taking it in the other direction. Exact same thing. Slow and steady wins the race here. No need to rush it. Return that foot to the floor once you've done your 5 circles, and we're going to straighten out both legs. I want you to flex both feet and then reach your arms towards the back of the room. We're going to just go for small movements, rolling up so you can see your feet, and then rolling back down. Nice, 3 more like that. Using your core to lift you away from the floor. Just trying to get some movement in the thoracic spine, that's the upper spine. Nice, last one like this. And then return to the floor. Now we're going to add the legs in. So you're going to roll up so you can see your feet. Hold that position, pick one leg up, lower that leg down, swap to the other side, and then return to the start position. Let's do that 2 more times. Roll up so you can see your feet. Use your core to lift those legs nice and controlled. Last one. Rolling up and then lifting one leg at a time. Perfect. Nice. Now we're going to see if we can lift both legs. So we're just going to do this twice. Roll up till you can see your feet. Lift both legs off the floor. Lower them back down and then return all the way to the start position. Last one. Feet don't have to come up high. It can be just a couple centimeters. Nice and controlled. And then roll all the way back down. Now is bend your knees. Make sure you've got a good amount of space between your feet and your glutes. Arms are going to reach overhead towards the back of the room again. This time we're rolling the whole way up, coming all the way up. Keep your feet on the floor and roll over your legs. Then rolling all the way down, nice and controlled. Let's do 2 more. Take it slow, keep the feet planted on the floor. Nice and controlled to come down as well, that's just as important. Last one, rolling up. That's it. And then rolling down, nice and controlled. Now we're going to do a full roll up. So both legs go straight. Bring the legs together and we're going to do the exact same thing. Keep the feet down and roll all the way up. Fold over your legs and then control it as you roll back down. Nice. Give it a go. Last one, rolling all the way up. Feet stay down. Use your core to lift you all the way up. And then control yourself on the way down as well. Perfect. Next we're going to take the legs back to tabletop. So you're going to still be lying down on your back, legs are going to go to tabletop and your hands are going to go to the outside of your knees. Lift your head and chest. So we're just going to go for arm circles, circling the arms round 4 times, keeping the head and chest lifted the whole time. 1 more. And then rest the head on the floor. Take your hands behind your head. Now we're just going to move the legs. So lift the head and chest, look at the thighs, reach the legs forward and bend them back in. 3 more. Remember, they don't have to be anywhere near the floor. Just straightening out those legs and then rest the head onto the floor. Now we're going to combine the 2 of those moves. Arms and the legs are going to be moving. So your head and chest come up. As you reach your legs forward, reach your arms overhead and circle it back in. 2 more. Last one. And then rest everything back onto the floor. Reshuffle a second, I'm going to reset. Hands are going to go behind the head and then we're going to reach both legs straight up towards the ceiling. Lift the head and chest to look towards your thighs and we're going to lower 1 leg down at a time. Nice and controlled, we're doing 2 on each side. That's it, 1 more each side, using your core to control it. And then bring that leg up. Let's do both legs at the same time. Head and chest comes back up. Both legs lower down to the floor. Use your core to bring it back up. 2 more. Doesn't need to be anywhere near the floor. Even if it's a couple centimeters, you're still working hard. Last one. And then relax, return everything to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. You're going to plant the feet back on the floor. You want to have your feet about hip distance apart, nice and close to your glutes. And we're going to go to our bridges. So pressing your feet into the floor, lift the hips up towards the ceiling and then bring it back down. We're doing 8 in total. Making sure the core is engaged, glutes are working. 4 more to go. Use your hands as a steady base. Last 2. Nice. Now we're adding a leg extension. Lift the bridge. Lift 1 leg up, send it to the ceiling. Swap to the other side. And then return your hips back to the floor. 3 more times. Press up into your bridge. Lift 1 leg at a time, nice and straight, reaching your toes towards the ceiling. And return the hips back down. Keep it going. Exhale to press up. Nice, keep that bridge the whole time. Even as your legs are moving, don't lose it. So to keep the bridge, you want to make sure that you're really pressing through that foot that's on the floor the whole time. Keeping your hips nice and lifted, glutes engaged, and then return your hips to the floor. Pick one leg up and send it straight up to the ceiling. We're going to walk the hands as high as you can up the back of that leg, pulling it in towards you. So you should already be feeling a stretch in the back of that leg. Then I want you to start to point and flex, pointing your toes towards the ceiling and then sending your heels towards the ceiling. Making sure to breathe in through the nose and out through the lips. Really feel that stretch. Then leave that leg pointing up. Bring your hands by your side, flex to lower the leg down, and then point to lift that leg back up. When you're lowering it, bring it in line with the other thigh. Nice and controlled. Last time on this side. And then return that foot to the floor, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Hands go to the back of that leg and walk it up as high as you can, pulling that leg in towards you. Breathing in through the nose, out through the lips, starts to point and flex. Really getting some movement at the ankle and really feeling a stretch in the back of that leg. Breath in through the nose, out through the lips, and then let go of the leg, lower down with the flexed foot, and point to lift. 2 more times. Nice and controlled. Last one. And then return the foot to the floor. Now we're going to add that onto our bridge. So feet are hip distance apart. Press your feet into the floor, lifting up to the bridge. Lift one leg up, flex to lower, and point to lift. 2 more times. Remember, we're keeping our bridge. Don't let your hips sink. Last time on this side. And then return the foot and the hips down. Let's go on the other side. Pressing up into your bridge. Other leg comes up. Same thing. Flex to lower, point to lift. Keep pressing your foot into the floor so you don't lose your bridge position. Last one. Return that foot to the floor and bring yourself down. We're going to go again. This time we're going to stay up in the bridge the whole time. So come up, lift one leg up. We're going to lower it down 3 times. Moving at the ankle with each lower and lift. And then after this one, return that foot to the floor. Other leg goes straight up. Same thing. That leg goes down 3 times. Keep pressing your foot into the floor so you're keeping that bridge position. And then return your foot to the floor and bring your hips down. Nice. Give yourself a smack because for some reason that always helps. And then come and lie down on your side. So you want to make sure you're on a straight line here. Hips are stacked on top of one another. Your bottom arm can be supporting your head or it can be flat on the floor. Totally up to you. Just make sure you're on a straight line and your hips are stacked on top of one another. We're going to start off lifting and lowering the top leg. Nice and controlled. We're doing 5 in total. Legs don't need to go high. You want to make sure it's nice and controlled. That's the most important thing. Using the glutes to lift. Last one. And then we're going to go for circles. Moving from the hip. Keeping yourself nice and steady. That top arm can be in front to support you. Nice. Last circle. We're going to reverse. Take it the other way around. Keep that core engaged. You want to make sure that you're not rocking around, just moving that leg. And then return that foot down. Now we're going to lift that top leg, lift the bottom leg, and then bring both legs down. Lift, lift, and lower. Really focus on connecting the inner thighs here rather than the heels, rather than the feet. That's it. Inner thighs working. And then we're going to go both legs at the same time. So those legs are zipped together, they're not coming apart. 3 more. Last one. And then we're going to bring in the obliques. So your upper body's going to lift at the same time. Everything lifts, create some space between your armpits and the floor. Keep the inner thighs connected. Full transparency, this is something I need to work on too. Making sure those inner thighs are connected, forget about the feet. Last one. And then we're going to do it all again on the other side. So swing your legs round, find that straight line position in your body again. Put the arms where you need them to be, making sure your hips are stacked on top of one another. And we'll start lifting and lowering that top leg. 5. That's it. And then we're going to go for our circles, lifting that leg. And then keep it up as you circle from the hip. 3 more. And then reverse your circle, taking it in the opposite direction. Really think about moving from the hip rather than the knee or the ankle. And then return that leg down. We're going to lift the top leg, lift the bottom leg, and then bring both legs down at the same time. Keep it going. 3 more. Really focusing on connecting those thighs. Last one. And then we're lifting both legs at the same time. Nice and controlled, keep those inner thighs connected. Legs are going to slide over each other a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. Last one. And then let's bring in the obliques, using your core. Exhale as you lift everything away from the floor, and then bring yourself back down. Remember, you're using your hands to stabilize you, so don't worry about putting some weight on them a little bit. Last one. And then relax all the way down. If you need to, give yourself a smack, do whatever is best for you. And then when you're ready, come and lie down on your belly. So you're lying down on your stomach. Legs are going to be about as wide as the mat, and you're going to reach your arms up overhead. We're going to start off lifting one arm at a time. As you lift your arm, you're going to lift your chest a little bit away from the floor. Nice, keep it going. Let's do one more each side. Perfect. Let's go onto the legs. Lifting one leg at a time behind you. Using your glutes to lift that leg, keeping it straight. You want to press your hips into the floor to make sure that you're not lifting too high or taking it into your lower back. One more each side. And then one arm, one leg lifts. And then we swap to the other side. You want to make sure you're doing opposite arm, opposite leg. Lifting away from the floor just as you were before. One more time on each side. Nice. And then we're going to lift everything up away from the floor at the same time. Both arms, both legs. Lift. And then lower back down. And again, lift, hold, and lower. Last time we're lifting, and then we're going to go for a swim. Arms and legs lift and lower. Keep it controlled. The center should be nice and still. We don't want to be rocking around. Keep it going. Keep breathing, and then lower back down. We're going to go again. Everything lifts up away from the floor, nice and controlled. We're lifting up, and then going for a swim. Doesn't need to be quick. Sometimes if you go too quick, then you're going to find that you're literally flapping about like a fish. That's not a good look. That's not what we want. Relax all the way down to the floor. Press yourself back so your glutes come towards your feet. Hands are going to be on the floor, and just round your spine in the opposite way to how we were just working it. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the lips. Come to a seated position. You can do this with straight legs, or you can do this with your legs bent. I'm going to have mine bent today. And you want to make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, so your spine is nice and straight, and your arms are going to reach out to the side. Taking a twist for 3, 2, 1, and then come back to center. Take it the other way for 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. One more each way. Keep that spine nice and long. Think of spiraling upwards as you twist. Shoulders stay relaxed. And come back to center. Drop the arms and straighten out the legs. We're gonna stretch forward, slide the hands down the legs, grab onto your ankles or as close as you can get. And then just really round your spine to stretch out your back. Coming back up to a straight spine, I'm gonna go again, sliding the hands down the legs, chin to chest, folding over. Really round the spine, taking some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the lips, and then come back up to a straight spine. We're going to come up to stand now, and I want you to reach both arms straight up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to again roll ourselves down to work through our spine. Keep your hips where they are in space, chin to chest, and start to roll down, stretching out the back of the body. You can bend your knees if you need to. till you can get your hands towards the floor, and then reverse, really working through your spine and reaching the arms overhead. Let's go one more time. Round your spine, taking yourself all the way down to the floor. Take your time with this, there's absolutely no need to rush. Bend your knees if you need to, and then rolling back up to stand. Hopefully you feel absolutely fantastic after that class. We are done. If you enjoyed that, don't forget to like and subscribe.